Welcome back. Now that we're deep into the warm weather season, you can easily find pet owners out walking their four-legged companions, whether it's in their backyard or a trek through the woods. But you got to understand that pet ownership begins with understanding the importance of vaccinating your animals. Joining us to talk about the importance of vaccines is Dr. Jennifer Federico, the director of the Wake County Animal Center. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
First, we've heard a number of stories about the spread of rabies in the wild, and even recently the rabid fox that roamed through a North Raleigh neighborhood before finally being caught. They come in contact with domestic animals as well as sometimes, unfortunately, with humans. So can you talk about what rabies is and how the rabies vaccine protects animals and their owners?
Absolutely. So rabies is a virus and it is typically fatal if you get it. So what we want to do is have pet owners protect their pets first and foremost. As a veterinarian, they're the most important to me, by getting their vaccines either annually or every 3 years, depending on when their last vaccine was given. So if your dog or cat comes in contact with that rabid fox, the only requirement is that you booster it within 3 days. You're also protecting your family from that as well because your pets are protected. Now, unfortunately, when we have pets that aren't and they're exposed to wildlife, if they're not up to date on their vaccines, they potentially have to go through a 6-month quarantine. So it's much better to have all of your pets kept up to date.
In general, what preventative care is necessary for dogs and cats?
So all dogs and cats should be absolutely rabies vaccinated. It's actually the law. And then we start talking about lifestyles. So for both, you want to have them on flea and tick prevention, which is really an important thing in the summer especially. It should be done year round. And then vaccinations. So there's some core vaccines that all dogs and cats can get. And then there's other vaccines that are more tailored to the different lifestyles that you may lead with your dog. If you're out hiking, there may be additional vaccinations you need. And those are best to talk to your veterinarian about because they know you, they know your pet, and they can assess what vaccines are needed by all of your pets.
Now, some people that own animals decline some preventative health care measures simply because they say, I have an indoor cat or I have an indoor dog, and decide not to get shots for their pets.
I tell owners, and I've seen it happen, is what if you had an emergency and you had to go out of town because a family member fell ill and you need to board your pets? You have to have them up to date on vaccines. And I had a situation where a client did not have their pet up to date and had to stay in town an additional 3 days because they had to have a certain time period from vaccination till when the pet could be boarded. And now they're already stressed out with their family emergency and they're staying here. So there's a lot of reasons to have them up to date. You also can't predict when your pet is going to get lost, if they're going to get out the front door, if they're going to be exposed to other animals while you're out walking or doing things. So it's best to at least have the minimum core vaccines on board for the health of your animal. Also, when you're getting vaccinations, you're getting a physical exam. Pets age much faster than we do, so you want to have that annual physical. And if they need the vaccination that year, great. But if they don't, you still need to have that physical exam done to make sure they're healthy.
Obviously, cost is a major factor in getting your pets vaccinated, and a lot of folks go through mail order companies to purchase vaccines. Yes or no on that?
I have a hard time because there's ways that you have to keep your vaccinations. There's temperatures they have to stay at, or they may not be effective. Your best bet is to have them done through your veterinarian. Now, you can get your flea prevention online at PetSmart, so saving in those areas now that a lot of the better flea products are over the counter is a much better route than with your vaccines. And shop around. You can call a number of different places. Some practices have vaccine clinics, so that is the better route to go. And in the long run, your pet will be better off.
And how can residents find out more information about vaccinations or about the Animal Center?
So we have a website, which is www.wakegov.com/pets, and we have information on that site. When we have rabies clinics, which we offer in the spring and the fall, our rabies vaccines are $5, and they're on our events page.
Dr. Jennifer Federico, Director of the Wake County Animal Center, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, we'll have more on WakeGov TV.